Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my viewers all around the globe. How's your weekend going, and how has it been so far this week? Um, my name is Adewumi Oni again. For those who probably are joining for the first time, and it's a pleasure to have you joining us on this platform on this podcast, Evolve Podcast. 2 weeks ago, we started a series focusing on the things that count, and last week we took one of those things. There are five things. We looked at one of them, which was focusing on God, your connection to God, last week, and today we are going to be taking a deep dive into focusing on your purpose, focusing on your purpose, and so. Purpose. What is purpose and why purpose? Why is purpose important? We're going to look at all of that in the next 15-20 minutes thereabout. Um, you find people who are going through life without a direction. I've also come across people who's who have asked me certain questions around how do I even know what my purpose is? How do I fulfill my purpose? I've also found out I've met interesting people who seem to have made it and all the rest, and then they still feel that there's something missing in their life. And they're always asking questions, there's something missing, I can't figure it out, but there's something I just know is not yet in place. And so this topic is very important. It applies to all of us, whichever race yours is, whatever color, whatever religion you belong to. Purpose is a common denominator for everyone because it is the reason for your existence. So I'm sure you can't agree with me less that it is important to know why you are here, why are you existing, why were you created. Otherwise, life makes no meaning, or life has no meaning if you do not know why you are here, what role you are playing in life. So, we'll quickly go into that in the next 10-15 minutes. We hope that we'll be able to do justice to this. And please drop your comments after listening to this podcast, your questions, your comments. Feel free to drop it either on our Instagram handle or through the YouTube channel. On the Instagram handle, it is E-volve Podcast, but the Evolve is E_VOLVE, then podcast joined together. And then on YouTube, it is Evolve without hand, Evolve without hand, E-volve without hand on YouTube. You can also follow me on my Facebook page, Adewumi Oni, or follow my other Instagram handle, Onadol or Adewumi Oni. Thank you. So we go straight into business. Purpose. Why purpose? It's one topic that touches every human heart, like I said, all over the globe. It's a common denominator to all of us. Purpose. It's just like death, life, death, purpose. These are common denominators regardless of your status, whether you are rich or we all have one reason why we are here, which is our purpose. And so, how do we define purpose? What is the definition for purpose? Purpose, for me, simply put, is the reason why something exists. So, if you want to say purpose as it relates to human being, is the reason why I exist. My purpose is the reason why I exist. My purpose is my why. Why do I exist? It's also my what. What am I in existence for? The same thing applies for you. So your purpose is your why, the reason why you are here, and your purpose is also your what. What are you here to do? So answering those two questions are super critical for you to live a fulfilling life. I believe it was Mark Twain that made a quote, and he said the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. The two most important days in your life: one, the day you are born, and two, the day you find out why you are born. So those are the two most. So it just emphasizes again the importance of finding out what your purpose is, of knowing what your purpose is. Now, why does purpose matter? Why does it matter? Purpose matters because it gives direction. Without purpose, everything makes no meaning. Without a reason, everything makes no meaning. Purpose will give you direction in life. It will chart your course for you. For instance, if you are seeking admission into the university, and you already have your mindset on the course of study you want to study. So that course of study is your purpose. You want to go into the university to study accountancy, for instance. It then means that your choice of subjects, either your secondary school exam or university matriculation exam, whichever name they call it in your own country, it means that you must choose something that will give you admission into that course. So it gives purpose. Your admission, you want to get admission to study a particular course, it gives you direction as to what specific subject you need to start studying, what specific areas of interest you need to focus on so that you can be qualified to be admitted or to gain admission for that particular course. So purpose gives direction. Number 2 point is that purpose also provides fulfillment. Like I said, you find people who seem to have made it and they've arrived and they still keep telling you that, oh, there's something missing, there's something they can't touch. It's usually that lack of fulfillment, and that comes from the place of knowing or feeling or sensing or perceiving that you haven't fulfilled your purpose. It's the number of people that when they are breathing their last, those who have, so people live in different ways. People leave this world knowing that they are living. So with you, people that are privileged, among those people, maybe it's just a tiny percentage that can say that I have done my bit, I have run my course, I have fulfilled my purpose, and they can breathe their last knowing that they fulfill purpose. So it is that lack of purpose that makes a lot of people have regret at the tail end of their life, and I'm sure you don't want to be like that. So purpose also provides fulfillment. The third point is purpose is what keeps you going. It is what makes you to endure every challenge along the way of fulfilling your purpose. So it's because that's each time you remember your why. Don't forget, I said purpose is your why. Each time you remember your why, you tell yourself that I can overcome this challenge, I can endure this challenge, I can even overlook all these maybe sometimes things that come across like insult or just abuse. I can overlook because I know where I am going. So purpose is that fuel that also pushes you on, that makes you to endure and persevere in the face of opposition. It is that purpose that makes you to keep going, to keep firing on when despite all the odds you face. So purpose is very important. The next thing we look at is how do you discover your purpose? What are the ways for you to discover your purpose? There are different schools of thought around how to discover one's purpose, but I'll quickly just highlight certain things that can help you in discovering your purpose. Number one is that you need to do some self introspection. Ask yourself certain questions. What do I enjoy doing? What are those things that I naturally incline towards doing, and what are the things I naturally just don't like doing? For instance, I find it interesting that anything that it looks like I have to either read something or write or speak, approach people or engage people, I'm always inclined towards doing it. In fact, more than my professional training, what I was trained for. So I have a sense of purpose around helping others to be at their best, to fulfill their purpose. So there must be something. You must sit down and ask yourself certain questions. What are the things I enjoy doing? And then what are the things that people constantly affirm and give me feedback on, that you're just good, you're just a natural at this, and you are just a natural at that. So those questions you must be, those what you must ask yourself, those questions. The other thing is also, what problems do I feel that do I naturally gravitate towards solving? When everybody is running away and shying away, I just want to be there to solve that problem. So that's one way to identify your purpose, is asking yourself those questions. And I call that introspection, asking yourself questions. That's one way. Second way to identify what your purpose may be is your passion. What are the things you are passionate about? What are the things you always show interest in? So there's a place of, I don't want us to mix up passion with interest, so I'll be careful with that word. The things you are passionate about are the things that you naturally just want to do, even where there is no reward for it, where there's no open reward. You can do it without being paid. Those are things you are passionate about. It's different from your interests and your likes or your hobbies. Maybe watching TV, watching sports, playing games, and all the rest. No, but those things that would ideally cost you some energy, would require you putting in some effort, but you will be willing to do them without still even expecting anything in return. That gives an indication of your purpose. So interest, passion, what you have values around can also be a pointer to what your purpose is. The third thing that can help you to identify your purpose is also your life experience. Sometimes all the things we have gone through, they are like ingredients to prepare us for the place of purpose or for the journey of purpose. They are like the things we need to get ready for where we are actually meant to go to. So do not take all those life experience lightly. Don't take them for granted. Don't just think they're just happening for no reasons. Everything you've gone through, everything you are going through, they work together towards you becoming the person that God designed you to be. So that's another way to identify what you're proposing. Last way is also spiritual antenna, is asking God, praying, and then perceiving, sensing those things that you feel called to do. Sometimes it may be maybe writing, it may be, and when we always say this is called into the ministry, is called, we are all called, because I think according to the Bible it said we are all God workmanships, created in Christ Jesus unto good works. All of us are called. We're just called into different areas of life. Your profession can be your calling. So when they say, oh, he's into ministry, your job is your ministry. And so you can, just back to the point, can also find out your purpose by checking the things, praying and seeking the face of God to know the things you are called to do. And the first three things that I highlighted will also help you to then know that these are my callings. These are the things that God has brought me here to do. So these are 4 ways that I feel that you can find your purpose. And you please feel free to add yours. You can drop comment like I said earlier on. Now, beyond finding your purpose, what else are the things that we need to consider when we're looking at purpose? There are certain myths around purpose that people ponder about. One of them is that purpose is something so big, is something so huge, and so they keep waiting for that time when they have all the resources to start out that something big. But that's really not the situation, or that's really not the truth. Purpose doesn't have to be something big. Your purpose in life may just be to be speaking to people, to be speaking to young children. It may even just be to take young children together, just groom them, take care of them. That might be your purpose. And it doesn't have to be on a very big scale. God is always mindful of your consistency in doing those little things. It's not just in the big things. Your faithfulness in doing the little things is what matters to God. So, purpose is one big thing? No, it doesn't have to be. But if it can evolve over time from a small thing that you start from one corner of your room or house or something, and then it becomes a global thing. That's one. Second myth is that if I'm not famous or wealthy, I have no purpose. No, it has nothing to do with fame or wealth or influence or anything. Impact, don't forget, isn't always loud. In fact, sometimes God is just happy when your impact is felt by one person. It may just be that one person that will change everything that God wants to do. So don't look at the numbers, don't look at what material possessions you have or something. That is not an indication of your purpose. Another myth is that it's too late to find purpose. As long as you are still breathing, you can find your purpose. Don't forget that purpose is the reason why you are here. He that created you, when he feels that you have completed or you have finished that assignment, or he feels that you are no longer even focused or you are no longer even interested in that assignment, it is that time that he can say, you've done your bit, come back home. So as long as you are here, it means that he still believes that you will find that purpose, or you are still in the line of that purpose and you haven't finished your bit. So as long as you are breathing, you can still fulfill your purpose, you can still find your purpose. The fourth one is that purpose is for a specific moment or for a particular moment. No, purpose is every day. You fulfill your purpose every day. It's not just in the grand moments, it's not just in the grand scale of things. It's something you can do, you can always do every day. And this can show up in the way you raise children with love. It can show up in serving faithfully at work, at your own work, as part of your purpose. It can show up in how you provide encouragement to others. It can also, don't forget, we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works. So each purpose is found in every good works you do. So don't wait for that big time or for that big thing. Just keep doing good work. Keep piling it up. Keep doing it. You are fulfilling. Don't forget, we are extension of God's hands. All of us are extensions of God's hands. So he wants to do a lot of work. He has stopped doing the work, physical work. He created the world in 7 days. The other thing, he has left it or is leaving it for us to fulfill. So each one of us, we have a role to play in completing God's work. And so like I said earlier on, I personally am always happy to provide guidance, to provide counsel, to lead, to guide, to write. Everything is around helping others. So I have a clear sense of my purpose. This podcast is just one of the ways of fulfilling that purpose. So find yours, because that's what makes life fun. You know, when we say we had fun and everything, truly finding your purpose is what makes life fun. Because no matter how tired I get, once I am about to get into this, I'm just excited and I feel a fresh burst of energy. So I want to charge you this week to sit down. If you haven't identified what God has called you to do, sit down and begin to find out and ask yourself the questions that are necessary to lead you to purpose. Also, I would also charge you that if you already found your purpose, please do not give up. Even if you are facing oppositions or if you have obstacles on your way, don't give up. God is watching and he will send help your way very soon. Thank you for listening. And so in rounding up this week, thank you for taking time to listen, and I'll please appeal that you share this as far as you can and as wide as you can also, and follow my pages on E-volve podcast on Instagram, and follow Onadol on Instagram, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel on E-volve without hand, E-volve without hand on YouTube. See you next week. Do not forget, we are all on a journey, so let's keep evolving together. Bye.